So today is the day that I think a lot of people look forward to. Well, I do anyway, because it just shows that what you're doing is working and everything is just getting that little bit closer. So today I'm going to be upgrading a bunch of snakes into new tubs. So if you haven't seen my channel before, this is my custom rack that I've built. It's all out of aluminium, it's all welded or brazed together. It has the FB70 tubs with bowl holders in, and at the minute I can hold, well, it holds 30 snakes with the tubs, but I have got dividers in there, so I can put more. I think I've probably got about 7 or 8 dividers here, so that's probably 14 extra snakes on this side. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start moving a load of stuff up just to get ready for the hatchlings to go into their hatchling rack, because I've got quite a few hatchlings that have now shed. I can get them out of the incubator and get them into their tub. So I'm going to move in a bunch of these animals over, and the reason I'm quite excited about it is it just shows that the animals that you've produced 1, 2, 3 years ago, they're slowly starting to build that weight, get some size, and then they're slowly working their way into the adult rack where you can actually start working on that project and breeding them. So yeah, I cannot wait. It's going to be a bit confusing because I do need to move some stuff around anyway. I've currently got my 3D printer going because I've got another version of the tub dividers that I use for my FB70 tubs. So I've got a newer version of that now printing, and once that's done I can get that in and try that. It's something a little bit different to what I did before, and I have got one more idea that I want to do to make them dividers a little bit better. So what I'm going to start off doing is I'm going to go through this is my adult female rack. There's a couple of adult males in here, but majority of this is females. I'm going to start moving some up, moving some down, shifting everything around, and yeah, it's going to be a long process. Just so I want to keep everything nice and neat. I'm probably going to be cleaning as I go as well, so that always takes a little bit of time. So I'm going to make sure I get a sip of this, and I better hurry up because I reckon by the time I get halfway through that I'm going to need a massive but well, I'm going to get this off as well because it's absolutely roasting in here. So I'm going to get this off, get something on that's a little bit lighter, and yeah, I'm going to start cracking on, and I'll show you some of the animals that I'm moving up. Now I've moved over a bunch of snakes, so a lot of these are now completely full. The only ones I've got left are these 2 drawers which have dividers in, and I've got 1 drawer down there which I'm literally getting the divider for that printed now. It's going to be a new one, so I'll put 2 in there. But for now I'm going to look at moving 4 snakes over from the rack that I've got over here. I'm going to move 4 snakes over from there into there, and once I've done that it'll be a case of moving some of the hatchlings up from here, getting them up to there as well. So that's a little bit more space that I'm going to have for the new ones I've got in the incubator. Now before I do that, I just want to quickly show you these guys in here. So this is something that I set up this weekend, literally 2 days ago I set this up. So this is just a little temporary tank at the minute that I set up last minute while I sort of work on getting something that looks a little bit nicer and better, and it's actually a nice little showpiece. So in here I've got 3 mud skippers, and here they are absolutely adorable. The thing I love about them is they've got these big bulbous eyes on top, and they're really funny to watch, especially feeding times. Now these guys are a little bit shy around me at the minute, so when I feed them I'm gonna have to walk away and set the camera up to record, but they literally chase each other around this little tire pool I've made, this little rock here. They'll chase each other around in circles and have a little feed, and the other one's just down here in the rocks there chilling. Now I will be doing a full video on these guys. I've got a little bit of footage of when I set this up, and I'm going to use that for that video that I want to release, but I want to do a full video on these guys, especially me making the whole new tank and display that I want to put them in. And I'm thinking about making these a little bit of a I don't know what you call it, basically where I'm going to have multiple things in one tank. So this is brackish water, so I'm going to have to find something that's going to go into brackish water with these guys, but I may even have like a land area as well, maybe with some I don't know if you can get brackish frogs or anything like that, I'm not too sure. I'm going to look into it, but yeah, I want to sort of make it a whole thing. So you'll have sort of frogs or lizards at the top bit, and then you'll have the land area, which will be these guys and they mainly stay out on the land. This one's hiding down there just because the light's only just gone on, and then I want something that's predominantly going to stay in the water. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a really cool build. But yeah, that is up and coming. Now that I've moved them over, that now gives me some space in the hatchling rack that I can start filling up. So it's going to give me, what's that, 7, 14, 15, 16. So I've now got 17 spots that I can fill on this hatchling rack, and that will literally cover me for the 3 clutches that have hatched. Actually, I think I'll have just enough space to squeeze them in. And I'm finally done. All the babies moved up into some of the grow-on racks. The babies that were originally in the incubator that have now shed have now been moved over to their little hatchling rack, and then the ones that I'm sort of growing out that have outgrown these tubs up here have now been moved over to there. Now I still need to build one more of these racks. I keep saying it, it's just finding the time to do it. It's just too busy and everything going on. But there's, as you can see, all this heat cable here. That is for my 4th rack to go in there, and again, that's going to be a full rack of 10 tubs. I'm probably going to put dividers in there, so that can be 20 snakes, and I'm hopefully going to be using that as my sort of grow out rack. So I've got this one over here which is old. I've been using it for years, and it does the job. It does it well, but it takes up room for the stuff that I want to put over here, basically, especially with the mud skippers I've got. I want to build a nice big tank that goes on there for the mud skippers, and I just need the room. Plus all the other stuff that I want to put on here. So I want to get the dart frogs and a couple more sort of tree dwelling snakes that all go up there, so I need the space for that. I do have space currently down underneath the incubator. I was going to build a similar rack to the hatchling tub, but get some FB, I think they're FB8s, but I'm just finding it really hard to get hold of those in it. So if I can build this rack over here, divide it up and just use that as a sort of middle grow-on rack, then I'll just keep the small hatchling rack. I'll probably move that down the end, and then I plan on putting something underneath here. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to go down the lizard route, but I do need to get a license for it if I want to buy it. So that's a little hint at what it could be. But yeah, so that's it. Everything's moved up. Hopefully now when I start feeding stuff, getting ready for it to breed, it should just start blowing up in size, ready for next season. But yeah, most of the snakes that I've showed you as well are things I'm keeping. The stuff that's gone into the hatchling rack, all of that stuff is going to be for sale. I don't think I'm keeping any of that just yet. The clutch that's just shed out is a possible het sunset clutch. It was a pos het to a pos het, so I need to get the parents shed tested because I didn't get any visuals, unfortunately. But it's not to say that one's het and one isn't, so I need to get them shed tested, and I'll probably do a full video on that of how I go about it and what I do with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.